Hello, everyone. I'm invited to speak at the government's forum on social security issues today on December 4th. So I'd like to share with you what I'm going to talk about. So their request was to present in 10 minutes about the blueprint or recommendation to social security system in Indonesia. So I would like to talk about the blueprint. What would be the overall goal or long-term objective? I mean, where's the destination of all the social security reforms from today for the next 20 years? That's why I named it blueprint. So I'm going to talk about the blueprint of social security system rather than recommending something immediately today. In Indonesia, there has been a lot of developments in the past decades, and enormous progress has been made by the government, workers, and employers. Medical care is provided by JKN. Long-term care is something missing, and this needs to be done later. But the priority should be given to establish a new Jaminan Pension Nasional that to guarantee all citizens in Indonesia who reach the retirement age at the age 65 will receive benefits, pension, until they die from BPJS employment. We call it the Jaminan Pension Nasional and proposed to the government of Indonesia. It's not a means-tested scheme, but a guarantee the minimum level of living standards for everyone above the age 65, everyone, no one left behind. The Jaminan pension could remain to provide further higher level of benefit to those who work in the company. And the Jaminan Hari Tua could remain as a voluntary schemes for those who would like to have a better retirement life. Survivors benefits, okay, for children, survivors benefits are currently paid by JKK if their parents died because of a work injury or death, accident. And outside the workplace, if their parents die, Jaminan pension should provide a coverage. That is the current scheme. However, workers in the informal economy, workers outside the labor market do not have such a coverage. So we need to establish a Jaminan Pension Nasional to cover all the citizens of Indonesia, no matter what employment status they have. And that will provide orphans pension, survivors pensions to orphans, children, in case of parents' death. Family benefits, child benefits are additionally provided by the PKH, or it could be modified to become more universal schemes if the government think it's necessary. By the way, the word I highlighted are the indications that tell there must be some policy reforms or the new schemes should be created to achieve the life cycle approach. For the working age population, the Indonesia established JKP in case of unemployment benefits. So unemployed workers are protected by the scheme. That is good. Maternity leave benefits, sick leave benefits are currently covered by the labor law, and the employers are directly liable to pay benefits to their employees. However, these need to be replaced by social security schemes according to the social security minimum standards of the ILO Convention 102. So we propose to establish such schemes and calculated the cost in the past. So we named it JIH, and the JIS. These schemes need to be developed to fill the life cycle gap in social protection. For persons with disabilities, under the existing schemes, JKK provide disability benefits to workers who are affected by work injuries. And JP, Jaminan Pension provides coverage for those who got injured outside the workplace. And PKH provides additional benefit for small poor people. However, again, workers in the informal economy outside the labor markets are not covered by any of these schemes. So if we could have a Jaminan Pension National, that would provide a disability pension for those members who got disabled outside the labor market, outside the workplace. So that would provide a disability pension in the future. So the Jaminan Pension National will also provide widowers pension if their husband's wife die. Currently, only Jaminan Pension provides a coverage to them for survivor's pension if their husband, wife die outside workplace. In terms of benefits, medical care is provided by JKN. That is good. We haven't calculated the costs and then we haven't proposed anything on the long-term care, but this is something the government is prioritizing, if I understand correctly. Jaminan Pension itself is required to improve the benefit design to achieve the minimum standard convention level, 40% of wage after 30 years. However, if the government establish Jaminan Pension National to cover all the citizens in Indonesia, and it collects contribution 300,000 rupiah per month from everyone in the country above the age of 20, that could give 1 million rupiah per month for everyone if we start today to everyone above the age of 65. And then the government allocate additional 120 trillion rupiah from tax base. And this will together achieve 40. So this will provide at least like 40% of a minimum wage level. That is 1 million rupiah per month until the people die. So we propose this to maintain the JP financial sustainability. We think 8% is necessary for 30% of wage after 30 years of contribution. For children, JKK currently doesn't meet JKK, either JKK or JP doesn't meet Social Security minimum standard level. JKK provides a lump sum instead of periodic payment, so it needs to be 40% of their parent wage. We haven't costed, so we are ready to calculate the cost and through the actuarial valuation next year, and we are in such discussion. Jaminan Pension National again could provide 1 million rupiah in case their parents die. So that would guarantee the pension until they grow up and get a job. When women get pregnant, they must have a maternity leave, and we costed and this is a minimum package. 67% of wage should be paid for 14 weeks, including 6 weeks after giving birth. That would cost 0.5% of wage together with the employer. JIS, if we convert the labor law requirements for sick leave allowance, we costed 45% of wage should be paid for 26 weeks maximum. That would cost 0.23% of monthly salary. together with employer. JKP, we haven't conducted the actual evaluation. We are ready to calculate if the cost is relevant today, and we are supporting the Ministry of Manpower to reform the government regulation number 37, 2021. JKK, again, it provides a lump sum payment for the permanent disability. However, that should be the install payment. It should be disability pension every month. 50% of wage should be paid until they die, because it's permanent disability. And we haven't calculated the cost. We will run estimates next year and come back to you. Jaminan pension could again provide 1 million rupiah in case of non-work related to injuries. Widower's pension should be also improved. JKK provides a lump sum. However, it should be 40% of their breadwinner's wage, and the Jaminan pension level is lower than 40% requirements by the minimum social security standard, so it needs to be improved. Or we could establish a new program, JPN, Jaminan Pension National, that could provide 40% of minimum wage level by paying contribution 300,000 rupiah for everyone above age 20. So it's a contributory plus government subsidy program. So here is the summary of our comprehensive proposal based on the detailed reformed policy design. In total, if we split the contribution rate between workers and employers equally, this needs to be, by the way, negotiated between workers and employers and government, the portion how much they should pay. I simply split it for the sake of explanation here. But the total cost is something we calculated or existing schemes require today. In total, today, workers and employers are paying somewhere between 14 to 16% of wage total. Our proposal are more or less the same. We just need to rebalance the contribution rate. Then we could create a new JIH, JIS, plus new Jaminan Pension National. And then we could increase coverage for the pension, and we could cover all citizens in Indonesia throughout the life cycle. And then we could think about the long-term care insurance. So in my view, the priority for the next 5 to 10 years for the Indonesia is to establish Jaminan Pension National. This will be the basis for the country to solve or to mitigate the long-term risk of aging. In 20 years' time, Indonesia will be categorized aged society, completely aged society. To establish long-term care, we need to provide all the citizens of Indonesia regular income, that is a pension, and so that their children wouldn't have to cover their care costs, but older person themselves could pay care services to using their pension, regular income, monthly income to pay their care services. So in terms of sequence, we need to establish Jaminan Pension National now, and then for improving female labor force participation and the productivity, JIH, JIS are necessary so that working age population could immediately receive benefits and they could continue working with high productivity. So this is an overall picture. We provided more detailed recommendations to the government institutions, including Bappenas, the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Manpower, DGSN, BPJS Employment. And certainly we are open to any discussions, follow-up discussions, detailed discussions anytime soon upon your request. Thank you very much for listening, and have a good day.